November 28th, 1942. Close your eyes. You are in Boston, Massachusetts. You are at the Cocoanut Grove nightclub, the hottest spot in town. It's packed. 1,000 people dancing, drinking, celebrating. The band is playing. Your date is smiling. Everything feels perfect. And then you see smoke. Black, thick, descending fast. In the next 15 minutes, 492 people will die. But some survived. The question is, would you? Let me paint you the scene. Boston, November 28th, 1942. World War II is raging overseas. American troops just won a major victory in North Africa. The city is celebrating. And there's no better place to celebrate than the Cocoanut Grove. This isn't just any nightclub. This is the nightclub. Movie stars come here. Athletes. Politicians. The club's official capacity? 460 people. Tonight, there are over 1,000 crammed inside. And you are one of them. You walk through the revolving door at the main entrance. The decor is tropical paradise. Fake palm trees everywhere, satin fabric draped across the ceiling. Rattan furniture, bamboo walls. It's supposed to feel like a Hawaiian escape in the middle of Boston. But here's what you don't know. All of this beautiful decoration, it's a death trap. The palm trees are paper and celluloid, highly flammable. The fabric on the ceiling, satin burns in seconds. The walls are covered in cloth and leather fuel for fire. This entire club is basically kindling. The club has 3 levels. Main floor, where you are now dining room, dance floor, stage. Downstairs, the Melody Lounge, a basement bar. Upstairs, the caricature bar and dining room. Multiple rooms, multiple levels. And here's the problem. Most people came in through that revolving door you just used. It's the main exit. But here's what's insane. Several other exits are locked. Why? To keep people from sneaking out without paying their bill. Management cares more about profit than safety. And tonight, that decision will kill hundreds. It's 10:15 p.m. Down in the Melody Lounge, the basement bar, a 16-year-old busboy named Stanley Tomaszewski is trying to fix a light bulb that someone unscrewed as a prank. It's dark, he can't see. So he lights a match. The match touches a fake palm tree. Whoosh. The paper and celluloid ignite instantly. Flames race up the palm tree. Across the ceiling, the Melody Lounge is on fire. People start noticing. Some scream. But upstairs, where you are, nobody knows yet. Within 90 seconds, smoke starts drifting upstairs. You notice it. Black smoke, rolling across the ceiling. Most people keep dancing. They think it's nothing. Maybe a cigarette. Maybe a small kitchen fire. The band is still playing. But you see the smoke getting thicker. Decision point 1. Do you? A. Keep dancing, it's probably nothing. Don't want to look paranoid. Or B. Leave immediately, better safe than sorry. Think carefully. In a fire, seconds matter. What do you do? Comment A or B. Let me tell you what happened to the people who chose A. the ones who kept dancing. 15 seconds after you first saw that smoke, the fire explodes across the ceiling. The satin fabric, it burns like gasoline. Flames are racing across the entire main dining room. The heat is intense. People start screaming. Now they try to run, but it's too late to get out easily. 1,000 people all have the same idea. Get to the main exit. The revolving door. The problem? A revolving door can only handle one person at a time. Maybe two if you squeeze. But 1,000 people are pushing from behind. The pressure is crushing. And then, the revolving door jams. Too many bodies pushing. The mechanism locks up. People are trapped against the glass. They can see the street outside. Freedom is 6 inches away. But they can't move. They can't breathe. Behind them, the fire is coming. The fire isn't just above you anymore. It's all around you. The temperature in the club is now over 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit. You can't breathe. The smoke, black, toxic, is dropping from the ceiling like a curtain. It's carbon monoxide. It's cyanide gas from burning synthetics. 1 breath, and you pass out. 2 breaths, you die. You realize the main exit is suicide. Too many people. Too much pressure. So you do what the survivors did. You look for another way out. But here's the problem. Most people don't know the layout of this club. You don't know where the other exits are. Some are locked. Some are hidden. Some lead to dead ends. Some people run upstairs to the 2nd floor. Logic. Get above the smoke, find a window, escape. But thermodynamics doesn't care about your logic. Heat rises. The 2nd floor is even hotter. And guess what? The windows up there? Barred. Management didn't want people jumping out without paying. So now, they can't jump out at all. Others think, go down. The Melody Lounge, maybe there's an exit in the basement. Wrong. The Melody Lounge is where the fire started. It's an inferno down there. Anyone who goes down those stairs never comes back up. It's been 3 minutes since the fire started. You are running out of time. You are running out of air. You are running out of options. And now, you face the hardest choice of your life. Decision point 2. The smoke is descending. You have maybe 60 seconds of breathable air left. Do you A. Push through the crowd toward the main revolving door? Maybe you can force your way through. B. Try to squeeze through a narrow bathroom window. It's small, but it's a window to the outside. Or C. Look for a side exit you haven't noticed. There must be a staff door somewhere. Each choice has killed people. Each choice has saved people. What do you do? Comment A, B, or C. Here's what your brain is doing right now. And this is critical to understand. Under extreme stress, your body floods with cortisol and adrenaline. Your fine motor skills? Gone. Your rational thinking? Impaired. Your vision? Tunnel vision. You literally cannot think as clearly as you normally do. This is why 92% of people in disasters do the wrong thing. Not because they're stupid, because their biology is working against them. You follow the crowd even when the crowd is wrong. You freeze when you should be moving. You panic when you need to be calm. Survival isn't about strength. It's about making the right decision when your brain is screaming at you to do the opposite. It's been 5 minutes. The fire is accelerating. People are dying all around you. The choices you make in the next 60 seconds determine if you live or die. Let me show you what happened. Let me tell you about a man named Barney Wolanski. He's a bartender here. When the fire starts, Barney doesn't run. He stays. He knows this club better than anyone. He's worked here for years. He knows there's a side door near the kitchen, a door most customers have never seen. So Barney starts yelling, "This way, follow me." He leads dozens of people through the kitchen, through a staff hallway, to that side exit. He saves over 100 lives that night. But here's what's important. The people who survived with Barney, they trusted a stranger. They went against the crowd. They followed someone into an unknown hallway when every instinct said, "Stay with the group." Another survivor story. Buck Jones, a famous Hollywood cowboy actor, was at the club that night. When the fire started, Buck was upstairs. He had a choice: jump out a window and save himself, or help others escape first. He chose to help. He got dozens of people to safety. But then, he went back inside to get more people. He died 2 days later from smoke inhalation. A hero, but dead. This is the hardest one. You find a way out. You can escape right now. But there are people behind you, trapped, panicking, dying. Do you? A. Escape immediately. Your life is the priority. Or B. Stop and help others, even if it means you might not make it. There is no right answer here, only consequences. Comment A or B and tell me why. Here's what happened at that bathroom window. It was 18 inches wide. You literally had to exhale completely to fit through. Some people made it. Strangers on the outside were pulling people through, grabbing arms, pulling with everything they had. But some people got stuck halfway. Can you imagine that? Halfway to safety, and stuck. Behind them, fire. In front of them, freedom. And they couldn't move. At the revolving door, the one most people tried to use, they found bodies stacked 6 feet deep. People crushed to death by the crowd behind them. Firefighters arriving at the scene tried to push the door open. It wouldn't move. The pressure of human bodies was too great. They had to break the glass and pull bodies out one by one. That is what happens when you follow the crowd. 10 minutes after the fire started, the entire club is engulfed. Firefighters arrive, but they're too late for most people. The fire burned so hot and so fast that some victims were found still sitting at their tables, still holding drinks. They died so quickly from smoke inhalation. They never even stood up. Carbon monoxide doesn't give you a chance to run. One breath, and you're unconscious. Firefighters work through the night, pulling out body after body after body. The final count? 492 dead. More than half of everyone who was inside. It's the deadliest nightclub fire in American history. And here's what makes it even worse. It was completely preventable. The exits were locked. There were no sprinklers, no emergency lighting, no exit signs. The decor was entirely flammable. The club was overcrowded by more than double its capacity. Every single one of those things is now illegal. But in 1942, perfectly legal. Because nobody had died yet to prove how dangerous it was. Until 492 people became the proof. Decision point 4. This is it. The smoke is chest level now. You have 30 seconds before you pass out. Do you? A. Drop to the floor and crawl, smoke rises. Air is clearer below. B. Run standing up. You can move faster, but you're breathing pure smoke. Or C. Feel along the walls for an exit slower, but walls lead to doors. One of these options saved the most lives. One killed the most people. What do you do? Comment now, don't overthink it. A, B, or C. The answer will determine your survival. Let me show you what the survivors did and what the victims did wrong. Option A, crawl, was the right answer. Here's the science. Hot air rises. Smoke rises. At ceiling level, the temperature was 1,200 degrees Fahrenheit, and the smoke was pure poison. But at floor level, temperature was 200 to 300 degrees Fahrenheit, still brutal, but survivable. And the air had oxygen. Not much, but enough to keep you conscious for 2 to 3 more minutes. That's the difference between life and death. Option B, running upright, killed people. You think you're moving faster, but you're breathing concentrated smoke with every step. One breath of that smoke, full of carbon monoxide and hydrogen cyanide, and your brain starts shutting down. 2 breaths, your legs give out. 3 breaths, you collapse. Firefighters found dozens of bodies collapsed mid-run. They thought they were escaping. They were actually suffocating themselves faster. Option C, following the walls, also saved lives. Here's why. In total darkness and blinding smoke, your sense of touch is all you have. Walls always lead somewhere. A door, a window, a hallway. If you stay along the wall, you don't get disoriented. You don't wander in circles. You don't waste time going nowhere. Some survivors said they never saw the exit. They felt it. Their hands found the door, when their eyes couldn't. Let me give you the actual statistics. Of the people who crawled low, 65% survived. Of the people who ran upright, only 15% survived. Of the people who followed the walls, 55% survived. The physics of smoke doesn't care about your panic. It doesn't care about your fear. It only cares about density and temperature. You either understood that, or you died. By midnight, just 45 minutes after the fire started, it was over. The Cocoanut Grove was gone. 492 people were dead. 166 more were injured, many with burns covering 70–90% of their bodies. Hospitals were overwhelmed. They ran out of plasma, out of morphine, out of burn dressings. Doctors had to improvise treatments that had never been tried before. And some of those improvisations became standard medical practice. The Cocoanut Grove fire revolutionized burn treatment. Doctors discovered that early skin grafting saved lives. They discovered fluid resuscitation protocols for burn victims. They developed psychological trauma treatment, because half the survivors developed what we now call PTSD. Hundreds died, but their deaths taught us how to save thousands more. Modern burn units exist because of what doctors learned that night. But the biggest changes were in fire safety codes. Within 1 year, Massachusetts rewrote every fire law. Then the entire country followed. Exit signs with emergency lighting mandatory. Sprinkler systems in public buildings mandatory. Panic bars on exit doors that open outward mandatory. Occupancy limits strictly enforced. Flammable decorations banned. Revolving doors as the only exit illegal. Every single nightclub, theater, restaurant you go to today is safer because 492 people died on November 28th, 942. Their deaths were not in vain. Every time you see an exit sign, every time you walk through a door with a panic bar, every time a sprinkler system puts out a fire before it spreads, you are alive because they died. So, what do you take away from this? Let me give you the survival principles that actually work. Not Hollywood fantasy, but physics and biology. Lesson 1. In a fire, heat and smoke rise. This isn't optional. It's thermodynamics. The ceiling will always be hotter and more toxic than the floor. If you're standing up, you're breathing poison. If you're crawling, you're breathing oxygen. Get low. Stay low. Crawl. It's not dignified. It's survival. Lesson 2. Never follow the crowd in a panic. 92% of people in an emergency do exactly what everyone else is doing. Even when it's wrong. Even when it's fatal. You see everyone running to the main exit. That's probably the worst choice. Main exits get clogged first. Look for side exits. Staff doors. Windows. The path less traveled is usually the path that saves your life. Trust your instincts, not the herd. Lesson 3. The first 60 seconds are everything. Most people who died at the Cocoanut Grove hesitated. They waited to see if the fire was real. They waited to see what others would do. They waited for permission to leave. By the time they decided to move, the smoke had already trapped them. Don't wait for proof. Don't wait for permission. If you suspect danger, move. Now. Hesitation kills. Lesson 4. Control your breathing. Control your mind. When your body floods with adrenaline and cortisol, your rational brain shuts down. You can't think clearly. You make stupid decisions. The survivors who lived, they forced themselves to slow down mentally, even while moving fast physically. Breathe, think, act. In that order. Panic is the real killer, not the fire. Lesson 5. Know your exits before you need them. The people who survived the Cocoanut Grove, many of them worked there. Or they were regulars who knew the layout. They knew where the side doors were. They knew the staff hallways. They didn't have to think, they just moved. Next time you go to a theater, a restaurant, a concert, look around. Count the exits. Notice the emergency lights. Ask yourself, if something happened right now, where would I go? That 5 seconds of planning could save your life. 5 lessons. Get low in smoke. Avoid the crowd. Act immediately. Control your panic. Know your exits. These aren't theories. These are proven survival strategies from real disasters. Cat Song, Cat Vank Do's people at the Cocoanut Grove didn't have this knowledge. You do. Don't waste it. So, would you have survived the Cocoanut Grove? Let's count your choices. Decision 1. When you first saw smoke, did you leave immediately? B, or keep dancing? A. Decision 2. Which exit did you choose? Revolving door A, bathroom window B, or side exit? C. Decision 3. Did you escape alone? A, or help others? B. Decision 4. Did you crawl? A, run? B, or follow walls? C. Here's the brutal truth. If you chose A in decision 1, stayed dancing, your chances of survival dropped to 40% immediately. If you chose A in decision 2, the revolving door, another 30% drop. If you chose B in decision 4, running upright, you're probably dead. The optimal strategy? B, CA. Leave immediately. Find a side exit. Save yourself first. Crawl under the smoke. That combination gave you an 85% chance of survival. Anything else, and you're gambling with your life. In the comments, tell me. 1. Your decisions in order A, B, or C for each point. 2. Do you think you survived? Yes or no? 3. What was your hardest choice? And why? And don't just say great video. Tell me if your decisions would have kept you alive, or if you're just another statistic waiting to happen. I'll respond to every comment in 24 hours. And if we hit 1,000 comments, I'll reveal the optimal survival strategy for 10 different fire scenarios. Here's something to think about. The next time you go to a concert, a nightclub, a crowded restaurant, you are in the exact same situation those 1,000 people were in. Surrounded by strangers, unfamiliar layout, multiple fire hazards, overcrowding. The only difference? The building you're in now has sprinklers, exit signs, fire doors, because 492 people didn't. Remember that. Your safety isn't luck. It's engineering. It's regulation. It's lessons written in blood. Every exit sign you see, paid for by someone who died in darkness. Every sprinkler above your head, paid for by someone who burned to death. Every panic bar you push, paid for by someone who was crushed against a locked door. You walk through a safer world, because others walked through hell. November 28th, 1942. 492 souls went to a nightclub to celebrate, to dance, to laugh, to live. They never came home. Their families waited. Their friends waited. The music stopped. The lights went out. And Boston wept. If this video opened your eyes to the reality of survival, subscribe to this channel now. This isn't entertainment. This is a survival school for real disasters. You don't learn from Hollywood. You learn from history. And history is the harshest teacher of all. Next episode, the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory Fire, 1911. 146 workers trapped on the 10th floor. One exit locked. 9 minutes to live. Would you escape? We're covering every major disaster in history. Titanic, Andes, Pompeii, Halifax explosion. Real events, real decisions, real consequences. And you decide if you would have lived or died. Hit that bell icon so you don't miss a single episode, because your survival education starts now. Remember, in a disaster, your decisions in seconds determine if you live for decades. Would you survive? See you in the next one. Stay smart, stay safe, stay alive.